Hey everyone, Nina here. As many of you know, I have been doing speeches the past couple of years for Mental Health Month in May. I decided this year was the perfect year for me to start doing speeches in October for Mental Illness Month. While mental health and mental illness are basically the same things, isn't it awesome to have 2 months dedicated to this subject? Sometimes I think people just need little tips and reminders. And with that, I want to start off by talking about words and tones. I don't think people realize how something so simple can affect somebody so strongly. I have been very open about my mental health struggles for quite a while. And I know people don't get it sometimes, why I'm so open about it. Some people even maybe wonder, is she proud to have these issues? No, I wish I didn't have them. But I do, because I didn't choose it. I live with it. My hopes and why I share my story is that I'm hoping my story can help somebody through their story. Sometimes I think people just need to know that they're not alone. Why do I mention all this now? Because through therapy, I have been able to build up a shield that helps me block negative words and tones. Now, I have days where my shield's not up as high, and the words can still hurt me. And what bothers me about this isn't that I can still get hurt myself. It's that others don't have a shield built up at all. So your words and tone can crush them. 100% serious here. The way you say things can take somebody weeks to recover from. So I just ask, first favor, try to be mindful of what you say and how you say it. I think this year is perfect to start doing the speeches for both months because of a couple reasons. One, 2020. This year has been full of chaos. Every time we turn around, something's being thrown at us. And people that don't normally deal with mental health problems are finding themselves struggling with them this year. And the people that do live with them on a normal basis are finding things even harder. Something to think about, people with cleaning OCD. These people have been on my thoughts and prayers for months now because while I don't have cleaning OCD, I do have OCD and can somewhat understand. These people have the urge to wash their hands and clean things obsessively. And a lot of these people have been working on not doing those things as often because as you repeat things with mental health, you can feed the mental health monster. Like me, I check things multiple times. So if I allow myself to go back around the house and check the light switches for the second or third time before I leave, I'm telling myself that I was wrong. I didn't check it. I didn't understand. It just feeds that mental health monster. So these people have probably taken a few steps back in progress. 2020 could have actually made their OCD worse. And that's sad. That's the word I would use for it, sad. I have really thought about these people a lot this year. You have so much stuff thrown at you. People with anxiety can be affected by, I think, just about everything that happened this year. And just on a normal basis, somebody with anxiety can go from 0 to worst case scenario in less than 2 seconds. Anxiety attacks don't have to make sense, and most of the time don't. So these people are struggling even more. People with depression, they sometimes need the socialization to stay away from their depression. We had stay-at-home orders, so they weren't able to do that. So that could have made them take a few steps back. And then there's people that have to force themselves to leave the house. These people probably had to take a few steps back as well because we had stay-at-home orders And you know what? They found their comfort zone again. Can you blame them though? Because this world is a little scary. Then you've got people, there's something out there called highly sensitive person. It's not really been talked about much until recently, and I think it'll be talked about more and more. I was actually diagnosed with this a little over a year ago, and it's very interesting if you look it up. But basically, with me, I can feel things a little stronger. Those of you who know me know that I can take things to heart way too easily. I have found 2020 has not been easy on this. Things like the riots, it's violence. I've never handled violence well, and part of that is my highly sensitive person. Um, I view all of you as my sisters and brothers through God. So seeing this violence and hatred towards each other, it's my sisters and brothers of God fighting each other, and it's overwhelming to me. I have to avoid the news and social media stories because I can't handle it. It literally makes me want to burst into tears. And I know there are others out there. And it's not just riots. There's just been so many things out there, seeing all these stories of what's happened. It's not easy, you know? And it's not been easy for anybody. I also think a very big reason to start doing these speeches both months is the fact that we are up on seasonal depression. It is a real thing. I know some people don't believe it. It's a very real thing. I actually had no idea that's what I was suffering through in the fall for all these years till I went to therapy, and they were like, honey, you got seasonal depression. It's like, duh, how did I not figure that one out by myself? But I didn't. And a lot of people don't recognize it because it can creep up on you because it's kind of slow. As we lose daylight hours, the bigger it can get. And you don't have to have it from the beginning of life to have it. You can just randomly get it one year. And I think with the chaos of 2020, a lot more people are probably going to find themselves with it this year. What I do ask is that if you find yourself dealing with seasonal depression, don't hesitate to get help. There's nothing wrong with getting help. In fact, I don't think you need to have mental health issues to get therapy. I think therapy would be good for everybody. There's something peaceful about it. I think something for people to think about is the stigmas. I know they're out there. I know you know they're out there. I need you to ignore them because they're wrong. Don't judge somebody if they want to get help. Encourage it. Don't push it. People don't like to be pushed about things. But ignore the stigmas. The stigmas are wrong. If you see somebody going through something, instead of looking at them and saying rudely, what's wrong with you? Look at them with kindness and ask them if they're doing okay. I want you to really think about something. Deep down, you don't need to know what, how, or why somebody's going through something. It is the same importance to you to know that as to why their favorite color is what it is. It is what it is because it's life. That's all you need to know. So, I just ask everybody, don't hesitate to get help. There's nothing wrong with it. This world is scary, chaotic, and messy. We have most definitely learned that this year. My last favor to ask everybody, try to be kind to one another. Give peace a chance.